All right, let's get right into it. No pre-video thoughts this time. Okay, so Drake and partynextdoor released their record yesterday, their album, Some Sexy Songs for You. And of course, this has been highly anticipated. What is Drake gonna do? What is his response to losing to Kendrick Lamar and the seeming falling of his career? And I was listening to the record because I'm gonna do an album review that'll be dropping probably tomorrow. I had some critiques or whatever, but it's not a bad record at all, right? But here's the thing, okay? The song Gimme a Hug is where Drake was rapping and he responded to a lot of people, something people have been waiting for. Like I said, again, didn't really mention Kendrick at all, you know, threw some subliminals, but that's normal Drake stuff. He should do that. He's supposed to do that with what has happened. But in listening to the lyrics of that song in particular, but also there's a couple other problematic parts in the album, in his lyrics and in his writing, and furthermore showing his mindset. And let me preface it by saying this. Now that I listen to people's records, and I've always dissected people's lyrics, you know, in passing, but now that I do it for a YouTube channel, I really kind of dive into and listen to what an artist is saying and the sentiment behind what they may be trying to convey. Now, and what I take away from what the snippets that I'm about to play is either Drake is totally oblivious to his mindset and the problematic nature of his mindset, or he's just stupid enough to lean into being what can be perceived as a dummy and a deviant. Okay, now I took Gimme a Hug as partially as a response to Meet the Grams. You know, Drake is kind of leaning into the accusations that Kendrick levied in that record that's on the surface, right? You know, I did the deep dive into what Kendrick was saying, and there's a part 2, but we'll get into that some other time. But here, let's just start with this line right here from Drake.
Dirk's boy told me Marvin's Room was his favorite song. He would drill it to it. 1,000 niggas rapping murder shit and like 10 niggas that'll really do it.
Okay, I would say first things first. Since Dirk is in the feds right now, facing a real case, I would leave him out of these kind of bars and raps right now. See, if you had any kind of street sense, you would know that. But on the other side, you described yourself in a diss to other people. That people talking about murder and only 20, you're one of the people who won't do it, Drake. What are you talking about? Like, you're one of the fakest tough people that has ever existed, especially in hip hop. Like, what is this? What is this guy talking about? All right, let's go. He's delusional, I guess. I don't know. But let's go to the next one. When this sample came in, I was like, okay, he doesn't get it, or he doesn't know who this person is, or he's leaning into it and this guy is he's crashing out. But when he played this,
I know that you work at the club, know that these people might judge, but fuck it, you family to us, so come over here and give me some love.
And we're gonna hurry up and get that off of there so it doesn't get, you know, any kind of flags against it. But Aaron Hall, these days, is known for a problematic interview where he was bragging about being with underage females. And this is the sample you decide to use. You decide to sample an Aaron Hall song. You know, it's problematic enough that R. Kelly replaced Aaron Hall as one of the R&B solo greats at the time. And we know how that's all related. And I'm not gonna get into the depth of that connection and everything, because YouTube definitely won't allow that. But a word of advice: don't sample any more Aaron Hall records, any more R. Kelly records, any voiceovers from Jeffrey Epstein, any snippets from Harvey Weinstein movies. If I was you, I wouldn't do that. See, the triple S's in this album, to me, is starting to stand for Still Stuck on Stupid for You. Because that's just dumb to use those kind of references. I guess he's trying to get caught. I don't know. That's why I put Chris Hansen in the thumbnail. And then we get to the last issue, and that's a line in the song Nokia, right? This line right here about his father.
You know my dad now, I'm pimping for real. You ever been down to Memphis, Tennessee, my love? I ain't saying I agree, my love.
So you snitching on your father in records. Considering what you are suing UMG for. So you can't really use lines like that. You dummy. Same thing with the Dirk line. You can't really use lines like that considering what you are suing for, Paperwork Poppy. And I know you or somebody you around or some of your OV hoes listen to this because I get 3 dislikes every Drake video or video that I make that's either pro Kendrick or analyzing Drake. Because again, I'm not against Drake, but he's just doing stupid things and misrepresenting hip hop. Since y'all want to label him the king of hip hop, I have to cover it. But getting back to the line, your father was at the Grammys, right? Why he was there, I don't know. Is he still making records? Was he nominated? I doubt it. But he's taking all the shots that you should be taking, right? I guess maybe he was there to accept on your behalf if you won, because he was nominated, I believe, a few times. But we knew you wasn't gonna win. Drake, come on. You insulted the Grammys in the record. You shouldn't have did that. They're never probably gonna give you another award, ever, unless you somehow marry Taylor Swift. And shout out to Taylor Swift. That's not a shot at her at all. I'm just joking. That's more of a Beyonce, Jay-Z joke. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Shout out Jay-Z and his Grammys since he married Beyonce. Let me cool out because Lior is the head of YouTube Music and he don't like when you talk about Jay-Z. Negative videos about Jay-Z don't get any impressions on YouTube, at least on my channel. But anyway, what this album or those little snippets, and there's other issues with the album, but it's normal like red pill soy boy stuff that goes on amongst the current generation now, as far as their disdain for women, and they're kind of stuck in high school with their viewpoints and the way they view relationships and things like that. They're kind of like, you know, a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds living in an adult world. And see, all of that mindset and everything like that, and the way it comes across explains the accusations and explains the behavior. Really, it does. Because if you look at Drake and everybody around him, see, it's not just Drake, right? He's the one that hasn't been caught red-handed. We know Akadidi just got caught red-handed with the nonsense, right? You guys are pushing 40. Still messing with teenagers to this degree is problematic at best. And with the Aaron Hall sample, I understand why he used it. That's like a cheat code to try to get the Negroes who are a little less sophisticated, let me put it that way, with, you know, a song from the past to try to get some of those people back on his side or get them to stay on his side or whatever. But I think what you all have to realize is that side is not a productive side. It's the losing side. It just is. The OVOs out here are just, they don't make any sense. Again, I think that Drake, if he releases this album 5-6 months ago, you know what I'm saying? He salvages a little bit of his career. Now, again, that's granted that Kendrick leaves him alone, right? Which I think he will do after the Super Bowl. He's probably done with him unless he pops off again, which he popped off a little bit. Not enough, I think, to get Kendrick to step back outside. I'm sure any subliminals Kendrick has left are already recorded and they will be released probably on the deluxe or whatever, or maybe not. But all in all, my advice to Drake is you really need to go see a therapist or a psychiatrist to kind of change your psyche and to help you think better before you keep putting out records, because you're contradicting yourself over and over and over and over again. And it's not like lyrical contradiction, which there's no, every rapper does that, but you're contradicting yourself in legal matters, which can be a real big problem for you down the road with as many enemies as you have. That's all I have to say right now, man. Album review is gonna come tomorrow, and I'll get into what I really think of the album and all that. Like I said, it's not a bad album at all, but I don't think it's gonna do what they thought it was going to do. There's some cheat codes and things like that they tried to use that I just don't think are going to land for the majority of the people right now in today's time. So let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Do you find the snippets that I played problematic, or do you think it's no big deal? Drake is just artistic expression or whatever. OV hoes, you are welcome to comment this time. I will not block you unless you say something crazy. But hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button already. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Share this video. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Thank y'all for watching as always, and we out.